Okay, this is the MGTOW Infinium here, and this is a test stream, and I'm going to give some of my thoughts about what is going on around the world, so to speak. But I see you there, Tom. Good to have you. But the reason why I'm doing this stream is I the machine that I'm using to stream with right now, I decided to upgrade the drive on it, the NVMe drive on it, to a larger size. And me, from my past experience as an IT person and building computers and stuff like that, for instance, I have over the course of my computer life, so to speak, built about, I would say, in the order of about 200 systems, so to speak, and upgraded thousands of systems, all types of things. So I've done these things before, but um, when I decided to upgrade this system that I'm talking on right now, it what should have been a easy peasy type of deal for me turned into a nightmare from hell. And I found out how much um, these people like Microsoft, Google, and Apple and everything, um, they don't want you to control what is yours. So like if you bought a computer, that computer in their eyes is not yours. It is um, it belongs to them, so to speak. And for me, and having done this type of thing before, which was basically cloning a drive, operating system drive, and then putting a larger drive into the system that I'm, working with. Something that should have taken about a couple of hours or so took almost about 2 days to get through all of the hoops and stuff like that that these companies try to prevent you from doing things like upgrading your systems, upgrading them, whatever you want to do. They want you to be locked into what they want you to be locked into. So this thing took me about 2 days to kind of figure out and finally get it all working. Which when I did this, um, I began to discover gotchas that I've haven't encountered before, like when I've done this before, cloned hard drives and cloned operating systems. This time around, I found that some software that I had working on the older drive no longer works. And you um, Oh yeah, I see that, Tom. Yeah, there's a lot that they're doing now, but yeah, I found that it was this database that I had on there, I had on this system was not working anymore, and I spent a large part of today trying to get that thing working, but they it would not work. So I ended up moving the database onto another system, which I have available and everything. So I got that working off of there. But that's the aspect of what is going on. They don't want you to control your hardware, and it's really bad because, like for instance, DJI, which makes the those cameras like the GoPros and the what was the gimbal type cameras. You cannot use those cameras until you load up an app and sign on to this app. So like if you purchase one of their cameras, you can't use the camera without getting this app, getting permission from them to use that camera. And so again, even though you paid that money for this camera, you can't use that camera without first going to DJI, signing up, putting your username out there, that type of thing. You have to do that. And so that's the type of world we are now in. And what surprised me about what was going on was that I would say um, about 5 years ago, it wasn't that bad because I did something similar to what I did like Friday and everything of this week. And again, it was a couple of hours and just swap the drives, and you get up and running and everything. But this time around, it was this, you have to turn off this to get this to work. If you plugged into a Thunderbolt port with the cloning software, it wouldn't work. So all types of things happen and everything. So it's just an incredible nightmare, and it just speaks to the nature of what they are doing. To us, in terms of your equipment. You go out and you pay thousands of dollars, but you cannot upgrade this equipment easily. You can't have certain things on it. You have to sign up for this to get certain software to work. You can't just download it or do anything. You have to do these things, and it's not. And also the other thing that they're doing, like subscription-based types of things. So like you have to pay monthly or yearly for the use of software, which you just beforehand you pay for it, and it's just one shot deal and everything, and you just went on and did what you wanted to do. But again, it just speaks to the nature of control that these companies have in our lives and everything. And it was just very shocking to me. Again, given my history, with building systems and everything, it was never like this. It was always kind of easy to do things. Once you knew what to do, you just did what you needed to do and just got back up and running and everything. But no, this time around it was a terrible nightmare from hell. But anyway, my brothers, I thank you for joining me and everything, and of course, I have been kind of quiet, aside from me fumbling around with these computers and stuff like that. But I have been kind of quiet about what is going on. Of course, the assassination that happened, with what's his name, with Charlie Kirk, and I have been basically um, just, I guess, into my own space and everything, because I've been just looking at what I'm doing, and of course, I'm dealing with the stuff in my family and everything. So if you brothers would just keep me in prayer and everything, because my family just the last few weeks, I don't know about anybody else. It has been a roller coaster. It's been um internal to my family, and then you look at the world and all this stuff is going on and everything. But nevertheless, my brothers, the thing, and I'm speaking to myself, we men must do is to keep focus on where we are going, and not to be ignorant of the issues that are going on or anything like that, but to keep focus on what we need to do. And that's part of the reason why I have been kind of quiet lately because I have been just dealing with what do I want to go and do and learn, and where am I going? Where do I need to go in terms of my my life goals and things like that, and not so much to be I guess selfish or anything like that, but I would say to you, my brothers, particularly because of what is going on, that you should be acutely aware of the potential for distractions and the potential to take you off course. So let's say you are building a business, and you know that the philosophy itself has opened up the door for you to build that business. One of the things that will happen, and particularly when those that are around you find that you're doing something to improve yourself, and that something to improve yourself may, for instance, take you away from them in terms of them having access to your resources, access to your money, your wallet, and everything. That will create a condition wherein distractions will come. The types of things that will happen, like with your family, with people that know you, and everything. And so, what I'm saying, my brothers, is in a time like this, when you have a lot of chaos, basically, it is important, and I'm speaking to myself, it is important to stay on course with what you're doing, do what you need to do, and that is basically putting yourself first in every way possible. And this is a reminder for us all, for me, for you, for we make time in to really stay on course. Now, one of the things that with Charlie Kirk, for instance, there are a number of layers that are going on. And one of the layers that are going on is the exposure of great, great, great hypocrisy. And you can see by the people that, for instance, are out and just celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. They're doing all these things, and these people are, in a lot of cases, they're being arrested, they're being thrown out of their jobs. All types of things are happening to them. Like what's his name? Not Conan O'Brien, the other guy, the night guy, what's that guy's name? Just got kicked off the air. ABC kicked them off the air. But it's the hypocrisy of it, and you're seeing, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. Thank you, Tom. I'm kind of old, guys. I'm up there. I'm in my 69th year, and again, when you fiddling around with computers and stuff like that, it'll drain you. But what you're seeing is the hypocrisy, and for instance, last year, before all of this happened, these people were openly doing that. They were openly, calling for people to die, and they're doing all, like we men to die, that we're dangerous, we have to go out and get bears and stuff like that. All of that was going on, and now, what is happening is that these people are falling down. They're reaping what they're sowing, but the reason why they're reaping what they're sowing is because the money is running out. The things that were sustainable last year where they could get away and do these types of things. So, like for instance, if unfortunately Charlie Kirk got murdered last year, none of this stuff like these people getting fired, these Jimmy Kimmel being kicked off the air, all that would not have happened because the structure last year was very different from the structure that is now. And so what has changed? A lot of things have changed in terms of DEI going out, wokeness going out, the money is running out, and these companies are feeling the heat. These companies, these people are feeling the heat from this. And so like every time something happens and something derogatory comes out about Charlie Kirk's death, that is a hot potato for these companies, and they have to get rid of these people. They have to put them out. But last year, that wouldn't have happened. So therein, again, it is the hypocrisy of what is going on. And see, again, you look at what has happened last year. Last year, these people were doing this stuff and nothing was happening to them. This year, they do this stuff and something's happening to them. And the reason why it is the money. And these companies, these universities, all of these people, these jobs and everything, they don't want to be dealing with the heat that is going on. So that's going on. And so you see this type of thing that's happening to these people. And yes, I agree with you, Hood Hobbies, that they need to reap the consequences of their actions. And see, the other thing, in terms of the hypocrisy, when we men said something against these things, we were censured. We were all types of things happened to us. We were censured. We was subdued, silenced. All these types of things happened to us, and nothing was done to help us. And again, we were told to shut up. These people were allowed to do all these things. There were things like men should die, and it was open. All these types of things happen. But again, this year, it is quite different. And this year, it is the exposure of the hypocrisy. It is the exposure of the types of things that are going on. That's why these things are happening and everything. So you have that layer of what happened with Charlie Kirk. You have the hypocrisy of what's going on. These people that are getting fired and everything, they're all on TikTok and YouTube and whatever. They're expecting you to feel sorry for them. That's a issue right there that you should look out for, because a lot of these people are going to, quote unquote, change their minds and say, "Oh, I didn't mean that," and and I just I see the light now and everything, and they are going to start to come after we men, and in particular we MGTOW men. And so that's a layer that we as MGTOW men need to look out for, I should say. Now, the other thing with Charlie Kirk's death was the aspect of, and I'll put it bluntly, what I saw was the type of thing that really in my mind should not be happening, because what happened to Charlie Kirk affects all of us, we men. Now, specifically what I was talking about is that there was a sense among Black men that I began to see that what happened to Charlie Kirk was not the problem of Black men. It was, in essence, white on white crime. And from that standpoint, black men should not be concerned about what happened to Charlie Kirk, because again, it is, from their standpoint, it is not their problem. And my brothers, that is, in my opinion, not true. And in particular, as MGTOW men, that it is not true, because you have to look at things this way. What happens to white men, although it may seem different tactically, it is still the same goal. And so what is being done to a white man can be done to a black man. And so therefore it makes it all we men's problem. And so what happens to a white man is my problem as a black man. Because again, what is going on essentially, again, is the silencing of men, and the silencing of men, whatever their color is. And see, that's what is important to understand, is that yes, we are men of many races, but what affects us all is, bottom line, feminism. And what can be done through feminism can be done to us all as men. And so, put it this way, about a couple of years back, I was doing some research on what feminism was doing and where they were going, and what they were attempting to do, because I had the sense that these times were coming, that there would be a kind of tumultuous type of time and everything, and there would be a type of situation where feminism was on the ropes, so to speak. But I discovered, to my surprise, that there is a tactical plan of feminists to get to all men of all races, all societies, whether they be westernized or not. They have a plan to do these things, and those plans are in execution. And so from that standpoint, what happened to Charlie Kirk can happen to black men. The inference was that what happened to Charlie Kirk was I wouldn't say unusual, but it was, I guess, what's that word? A reckoning for white men. And that's the way black men were taking it, because black men have been under assault in some fashion for years. But see, if you look at things, it is all men that are under assault. For instance, white men from about 4 to 5 years, white men have been going under racism. And that is, you had companies saying that they would not hire white men because they were white, that they would not hire anyone that was white, a white man, and they would go out and hire a black man of lesser qualifications over that white man. And you had a situation like with the Ocean Gate, that submersible. He came out, was it Stockton Rush? He came out and openly said that about the white men who had expertise in submersibles and everything. He actually said that. So you had that type of reverse racism that was going on. And so there again, I would say, I as a black man cannot say of my brother who is a white man that what affects him doesn't affect me, because yes, it can. And so from a simplistic level, it may seem like a kumbaya type of thing. We need to all get along and everything. But no, it's not, my brothers. It's more strategically and tactically against us, and it is something that we men, no matter what our color is, we must understand that we are all under assault. There's the other aspect of, again, with black men, that what happens to them is not like what happens to white men. And the prejudice aspect of it. But see, I can say as a black man, even within my own community, there's prejudice against a black man like me. So I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with that type of issue. I'm dealing with, for instance, like if I was job hunting, and under the last 4 or 5 years, if I had gotten out there and was job hunting and happened to put out a resume and talk to somebody on the phone, I would be told that I talk too white. So I'm dealing with that type of thing as well. So it's all types of things that are going on. And see, what I'm saying, my brothers, is this: we are all in the same boat, and there is a tactic, there is a plan to get us all back on the plantation. You look at some of the commercials that are out there. If you don't get a woman of your color, there's a white woman for you. The same way, if you don't get a woman of your color and you're a white guy, there's a black woman for you. There's an Asian woman for you. They want you back on that plantation, and they need you on that plantation because they know that they can make money off of you. And they is the feminist plantation state. Now, the other aspect that is going on too is the issue of what is happening to women and why they want you back on that plantation. One of the things that cannot happen with the feminist plantation state is the mass arrest of women, because they cannot make money off of women like they can with men. They cannot do it. And see, you see now, a lot of women are being arrested. A lot of women are being incarcerated and everything. That is hurting the feminist plantation state. So you have all these issues that are going on: hypocrisy, tactics, all these things that are going on, but it all boils down to money. They need that money, and they would do anything and everything to get that money and to pull you back. And so what, again, I'm saying, and again, I know I've been running around the bush, so to speak, and everything, but what I'm saying, again, my brothers, and I'm speaking to myself, is stay concentrated on what you're doing. Don't let the things that are distractions to you become distractions which pull you off of the path where you need to go. That's the main thing, because the other thing you must understand: you're being observed. What you're doing is being watched, in every way possible, and you have to understand that. For instance, I was in a Sam's Club the other day, and I was just looking at some meats and stuff like that, and I didn't realize until what happened to me, but I was being followed around in the store by women, and they were observing me. And how I know that is because of the way certain things happen to me. Because I would stop at one thing, and I'm just looking at this piece of meat or something like that, and then a woman's up on me, and that's nice and everything, trying to talk to me or whatever. But the thing is, again, you are being observed. These women The ones that are out there are in trouble. A lot of them are hurting financially. All these things are happening. So you have multiple things going on, things that are things within your family, so to speak, things on the outside of your family, things when you just go around town, you know, you you are being observed, you are being watched, you are being tactically addressed because they are looking at you as a money making tool. They do not want you walking free as a make time man. They don't want you thinking free as a make time man. And so that again makes you dangerous. It makes you potential trouble for the Feminist Plantation State. So all these things are going on. And again, you have to understand that again, we are all in the same boat. And it is not a kumbaya moment or anything like that. It is the reality of what we are facing. And yes, you know, we do have disagreements. We don't think exactly alike and everything, but the end goal is that we are men who critically think, and we are men who are on the same pathway. We are men that seek our freedom, and our freedom is important to us. And so, again, what I'm saying, my brothers, in this time where you see the chaos that is going on around us, the types of things that are happening, you know, again, keep focus on who you are as a make time man. You know, keep on that road. Don't let anything distract you, because again, you're going to have things in your family that happen to you that you know come out of the blue, and your family will do things to you, because I know my family has done things to me because of my boundaries as a make time man. They need us more than we need them. And that's the bottom line. And see, that's what's going on, my brothers. And so, and it's not about, you know, going around and pounding on your chest and I'm better than anybody or anything like that. This is about your freedom. You have a right to be free. You have a right to not go a certain way if you don't want to go a certain way. You have a right not to get married. You have a right to, if you want to just go out into the woods and just have a day of peace, you have a right to do that. You have a right to do that. And all these things we are being told as men by our families, by the feminist plantation state, everywhere we look, that you don't have the right to do these things. You don't have the right. And see, that's what I'm saying, my brothers. What they're saying to you is to get caught up in the hypocrisy, get caught up in all of these things, get caught up in all the chaos and everything, have you running around. You know, your family will have you running around trying to address things only to kick you to the curb. Your job will have you running around. All these things will happen to you because of distractions, my brothers. And so again, stay on course. And I'm speaking to myself, stay on course. If you have to set boundaries in terms of you're in if you have to set boundaries in terms of your lifestyle, set those boundaries and hold to those boundaries. That is what we must do, my brothers. Now, as far as just my opinion on what's coming, I have a sense that things are going to get worse. For instance, and I can't really put my finger on it, but I have a sense that there's going to be some kind of pushback, in particular against we MGTOW men, to get us to kind of come back into the fold. And so that's another reason why. I'll say it this way. For instance, you have a lot of these people getting thrown off of their jobs, and they're getting lambasted, arrested, and everything. There's, I think it was was it the other day there was a pixie. You know, she was dancing around, and you know your homie's dead and everything. And they she got arrested, which I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that, but I have a sense that that type of um, thing is going to be used as a method of persuasion upon we men to say, oh, look, we are dealing with the leftists, so to speak. We're making it safe for we men to speak. But my brothers, I'm thinking that it's not going to end with what happened to Charlie Kirk, and I think that it's going to get much worse before it gets better and everything. And so I would advise you again to stay on course. For instance, again, if you are building your business, if you're doing things to get your resources together, keep doing that. Keep doing what you need to do. If you've had the sense, to do that, and you have like a gut feeling, so to speak, to go and do that, go and do it, my brothers. Because again, I really think that things are going to get worse, and I know that you brothers sense that as well and everything. But in any case, my brothers, I just wanted to encourage you, because again, the MGTOW philosophy is really a philosophy for this time, and with this is an unprecedented time. You're seeing all types of things happen, and again, I would just say to you, don't think that just because a woman is conservative that she's on your side. That's not true. There are feminist conservatives and there are feminist leftists and everything. There are all types of things that are going on. And also be aware that what you're seeing is the outer edges of a narcissistic collapse. And you're seeing how bad narcissism is. It is really, really that bad. And you're seeing things that that are happening to women. So, like for instance, if these women, if they get arrested, you'll see typically they start screaming and cursing and stuff like that. That is because they are on the end of what they have done to us. They expect us to get arrested, but see, when women get arrested, that cannot happen. So they flip out, and that is because of narcissism. So what I'm saying to you again, you have all these components together that are happening, and you have these types of things that are going on, and you have yourself on a pathway that all these things are trying to pull on you and try to pull you down, so to speak, are because of these things, these distractions, the narcissism. One thing that you and I have learned that the hard way is to not argue with narcissistic women. Just walk away from them. Just go away from them, because you will not win in that regard. The only thing that helps that is to take that supply away from them. And see, that's what's happening to these women. The supply is going away. They can't find men. They're expecting men to do all these things, and men are saying no to that. But again, what you're seeing is the type of thing that we MGTOW men need to watch out for, because there's an expectancy for those men that are currently walking away but are not MGTOW per se, to calm down and to come back. And believe you me, they are going to get those men back any way they can. And so that's what I'm saying. So there's a multi-layered type of thing that's going on. And I know I've been kind of running off my mouth, but there's a multi-layered type of thing that's going on right now. And so again, you can't look at this as a simplistic type of thing where, okay, if that's happening to a white guy, that's not my problem. It is your problem. You can't look at it as, okay, this is happening here, so I don't have to deal with this. You have to really, really consider all of these things that are happening and look at the aspects of why it is happening. Because again, there's a certainty in terms of how things are being done and how tactically things are being, being done to you. So all these things that you have to understand and look at logically as a MGTOW man and consider as you walk along the MGTOW pathway. Now, my brothers, again, we are nevertheless going forward. And, again, if you are doing things like getting into a hobby or just dealing with your weight, dealing with your well-being, dealing with business ideas and stuff like that, go ahead and do those things. Take care of you. Put yourself first. One of the things that you're going to be attacked on is when you decide to put yourself first, you are going to be called selfish. Well, I'll put it I'll put it this way: what has happened to me with my family because of me putting myself first. I'm selfish. I'm demonic. I need to go to the psych ward. I'm crazy. But yet again, you see the hypocrisy of what they're doing. You see the hypocrisy of with my family. I've seen the hypocrisy of what they're doing versus what I'm doing. I'm not involving myself in what they're doing. I'm taking care of me. And so they want me to be running around with them and trying to deal with them and everything. And I'm saying, no, I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to put myself first. And see, that to them is selfish. And that's what the world is saying to me as a whole as well. I cannot take care of me. I cannot put myself first. I cannot do these things. But my brothers, is it not selfish that we are being told that the world can do whatever they want to do? My family is telling me they can do whatever they want to do, but I have to do this. I have to suck up to them. Is that not selfish? I would say it is, but and so that's what I'm saying. Again, take care of you. Put yourself first. Take care of your goals. Take care of what you need to do. Even if it's something simple like I need to learn how to cook properly. Go and do that. And do that for yourself. Don't do it for somebody that's being selfish in your life. Keep the selfishness out of your life. Take those things and put those things out of your life. And again, you take care of you. There is only one, unless you're twins and stuff like that, there's only one of you. And you have a limited amount of time on this planet. And so, like, if you have dreams and goals and things that you would like to accomplish, and your family or whatever is going on and running around and saying that you have to be caught up in their quote unquote BS and everything because you're your family and everything. No, my brothers, no. Go do what you need to do. Go live your dreams. Go do what you need to do. Because you may not have the opportunity to do that. And see, that's what I'm saying. You do what you need to do. Take care of you. If it's something where you are having, issues with your health, take care of your health. Mentally, physically, spiritually. Take care of you. One of the things that and again, my family is and it's crazy, because they're the ones that call themselves Christian and everything. But one of the things that the MGTOW philosophy has done for me is to strengthen my relationship with God. And my family cannot stand that because one of the things that is that I'm realizing, I should say, is that I don't want to be caught up with the debauchery that's in my family. I don't want to deal with it because that's no good for me. I want to live a clean life, so to speak. I want to just do what I need to do and have peace in my life. And see my side of my part of my family, I should say, they don't have peace. They always have chaos. They always have stuff that's going on, and just various types of things. But and I'm like, I don't have to live like that. I'm not going to live like that. And so, from that standpoint, I'm the one that's demonic. I'm the one that's being Christian-like. I'm the one that's being selfish. All these types of things. But again, when you look at what is going on, is that not wrong? Because again, what I'm saying is I have drawn a boundary that I will not allow what will take my peace away, what will destroy my freedom to invade my life. That's all I'm saying. And I'm just basically saying, just leave me alone. You want to live that way, go ahead and do that, but leave me out of it. And see, what is being told to me by my family, by the world, so to speak, is that no, you cannot do that. You have to be a part. You have to be a part of this. You have to partake in this. You have to go out and get married and get divorce rape. You have to go out and have be a victim of paternity fraud. You have to go out and be in jail because of a false allegation. You have to do all these things. And I'm saying, no, I don't have to. I can live my life in peace if I want to. And I have a desire to live my life in peace. And see, I have found that peace can greatly affect your well-being. And I see the types of effects that it has on women in my family. I see women around me. I just see the deterioration on them and everything. And again, I don't want anything that's going to destroy my peace in my life anymore. I don't want that. I don't want to deal with that. I'm in my late 60s, and I know for myself, I only have a certain amount of years on this planet, and so I'm going to go and do what I need to do. I'm going to go and take care of myself. And so that's the way I'm looking at it, my brothers. It again, it is not selfish. And again, you're going to get criticized and you're going to get put down. But look at it this way. Is it better to be in chaos, or is it better to be in peace? And I think we all know the answer to that question and everything. But my brothers, I just thank you for coming out, and I see all you guys out there, Seraphim, MGTOW Cowboy, and I hope you're doing well, Cowboy. And let's see who else is out here. Polska Bob. I haven't heard from you a long time either. I hope you're doing well as well, Bob, and Mouth the Gateway 8. All you guys, G Fighter, yeah, man, Tom Landry. I thank you all for supporting my work and everything, and I am working on content and everything. One of the things I was trying to do with this computer was to get better with my audio content, and I'm kind of dabbling with music. I went out and got a cheapo MIDI keyboard and everything, so I'm kind of messing around with that and everything. And so that's what I'm talking about. If I if I was running around, and in particular with my family, um, being the scapegoat, which I quit that job a few years back. But if I was running around being a scapegoat for my family, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now. I would not be doing the types of things that I'm doing, and I would not be into things like doing video editing, doing audio editing, and everything. I would not be doing those things. I'd be running around trying to support them and everything. And so that is again what I'm talking about. A lot of you guys are talented. I know this. And I know you got dreams in your heart. There's things that you want to try, and and even if you're not talented, it's a matter of being able to be sufficient on your own. You're not in bondage to something that enslaves you. You're not chained to something like that. So like even if you learn how to wash your clothes, you learn how to cook and everything, that's good. That's a good thing. That is look at it this way, you can have a cup of coffee in peace, or you could have a cup of coffee in hell. And I'd rather have a cup of coffee in peace, because you would never enjoy it. You would never enjoy the flavor of that coffee, of how it tastes in hell, because you would be thinking about how do I deal with this? How do I deal with what is going on in my life? So again, you can actually have a cup of coffee in peace and savor the flavor of that coffee. And so that's the power of what I see, and what I know you all see. And thank you, Seraphim, for coming out and everything. And thank you for all you guys. And I'm gonna get back to y'all with some more content and everything, and some more posts and stuff like that. And probably do some regular streaming after get some other stuff straightened out in my life and everything. But yeah, man, I thank you guys, and we are brothers, and I know that you guys think about me and pray for me and everything, and I have for you all. And with that being said, my brothers, I'm going to call this a close, and we are going to keep moving on in freedom as always. So, my brothers, again, stay safe and stay strong.